Hey groupies, welcome back to Form Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Stay Tonight by Chungha. Now, Stay Tonight is a pre-release single. It is the first pre-release single from Chungha's upcoming comeback. Pre-release. So that is a big asterisk, which means that this isn't necessarily going to be the full comeback song that she's going to promote, which is interesting because apparently this has gotten a lot of press, and I don't know if necessarily pre-release singles get that much press as much as this has gotten. A lot of hype building up to it. And from what I'm told, the music video is incredibly beautiful. So we'll see. And there is a preface on some of the teaser for the pre-singles that it's saying that it is single number 1. So this might not be the only pre-release single that we get before an actual album release. So we're going to be checking this out, see what this pre-release is like. Now, before we get into this video is brought to you by our Patreon. If you would like to support us, go to patreon.com/formatherapy. We check out live stage, variety show, drama club reactions, all sorts of fun stuff, early access to reactions. We record these in advance and we put them up on Patreon first. So if you guys would like to support us there, head on over to Patreon. But remember, supporting us monetarily is completely optional. If you don't want to or you can't, we understand. Let's just get into this video. This is Stay Tonight by Chungha, and this is your form of therapy. Wow. Ooh. Very beautiful shot of the camera just like zooming in as the hands were like unfurling. Just oh my god. That was long. From pre-chorus to chorus, that was long. Oh my god. Oh, what a beautiful seamless transition. So Stay Tonight is more of a dance track. Definitely feels more inspired by kind of like not necessarily the New Romantics, but somewhere in that 80s, 90s, in between synth style, that bass, the bouncing bass, very very like high fashion runway Vogue music. And I feel like I can see like a little I can hear like who would be a good example. So I can imagine like Lady Gaga doing a sound like this. I can imagine Tiffany Young doing a sound like this. I feel like this is the kind of sound that Tiffany Young has been getting into recently. But this is very powerful. Now, first of all, yes, this is absolutely not a comeback title track. Just from the music video itself and even the song, I feel like the song, mind you, I love the song, but K-pop title tracks are written in a particular way, and this is not written in the typical K-pop title track catchy sort of way. For me, I can totally understand why this was released as a single. Now, I'm surprised it's not a B-side, in fact. But I do want to go through the video and kind of point out why this is definitely not a full comeback type of music video, but why it still manages to still look really, really good. But the song, I love it. I love it. I mean, if you just look at this scene, I believe this scene is in the latter part of the video as well. But just like having this artsy, very translucent, very kind of like a fluid opening, already sets the tone for this to be more in that realm of like that Vogue. Like it, even just take a look at this. Even just this part right here, like with like the glitter falling and the light, the lens flare, like just like bleeding through. I can't necessarily read what it says. It might say something's Pandora. God, see this, like watch this camera motion. I love how it reveals her. It's like in motion, and it's spinning while the camera's also spinning too. That's cool. Oh, this build up. That transition is awesome. It was like a flash. Yeah. See, I feel like that's what also adds into a lot of that kind of fashion runway type of inspiration. Even just that flash, the flashing lights of like a runway show, like the cameras going off. That's kind of what that reminded me of. It's like, bam, reveal. God, and like, look at these light beams too. We talked about how you use fog in a scene to capture the light, and this is, I think, the most strongest example that we've seen, because these lights are really like the fog is really, really thick. Oh, the lights are changing. Oh, so it looks like they have someone they've either got a ceiling rack where basically it's like a square bar or a crossbar, and then you have the lights attached to it, and then you've either got someone adjusting it like that, or you've got it on like a giant stand and you've got a gaffer adjusting it there. But they're adjusting probably the barn doors of like opening up the light and closing the light and making the light more of a spotlight and turning into an infill. I mean, I want you guys to just look at what you're seeing. there's not much to this scene if you think about it, and that's not an insult. Like, I'm saying, like, they didn't pour as much money into this music video as they would for a full title track music video, but it doesn't feel cheap. Like, what do you really have going on here? You've got like this reflective curtain on the side, but when you get to this part, she literally has just a blank black void. It looked like there was a backlight on her very briefly. Even this one, nothing. No set dressing. You've got a yellow floor, and then you've got this bright, overexposed light providing like a very harsh light. So you have a half dramatic shadow. Yeah, so looks like they put a lot of money into this one. This one with like this hand. So his second dance set. Oh, the kick. Ooh. I'm very curious as to what this set is. These look like giant LED panels, but they're like floating in the background, but they look like real physical elements. So they might be wires, and then they painted out the wires. Oh my god. I mean, I gotta say, this video, it is like 70% about the lighting. So much of this video, it's dramatic, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, but this video, like, look at look at the rays of light right here. Like, this video would be so flat without it. And then they've got another strong, harsh key light over here. And I love that a big part of the video, she's constantly in motion, and it's constantly rotating around her. Even in the chorus, where we're at 211, okay. Even in the chorus, as the chorus is ending, like, look at this shot right here. Lot of rotating shots. Right here. Lot of rotating shots, and even here, they're constantly just going around her. Interesting camera motion. I feel like adds so much more to a music video. God, that kick she does with her backup dancers is awesome. I love this set. I love this set. I love this set. I love the color scheme. I love that she always switches between all male backup dancers and all female backup dancers. That's great. But I love just everything about this. Just like the white on white aesthetic does not always work. It's hard to pull off. She's wearing all white on a white background with white white pieces of the LED, although it seems like not all of them might be LEDs, just the two right there, because the other ones don't have an interior panel. But they were able to isolate the white on white by adding is that Honey J? Is it? I don't know. By adding teal into the scene, so it's not pure white, but it gives you the illusion of it being white on white, and teal is just not strong enough. It's like a light accent that it provides an interesting enough contrast. That is not Honey Jay. Okay. So this set looks like this is a reused version of this set right here. It looks like they took this set and then they took out these bars, and then they left this backdrop in. Yeah, so it's the same set. So this is part of how you can reuse sets. So you keep the costs low. You're not building a new set. In fact, they took stuff out, and then they make it look completely different with just lighting. Again, these circling shots. Hold on. I missed that shit. I missed that sick ass transition. God. Let me go through that. I just want to pick it apart. Just a bit. So she reaches out. So the lighting, so they adjust the lighting a little. So the lighting turns red, and then it's just a cut. It's just a cut. Interesting. There's no other transitional effects, but the movement is so smooth, it looks like they stitched it together. It's just a cut. Wow, that's smooth. Oh man, I love this part. God, look at the beautiful lens flare. Just like the glamour. Okay. This scene right here. This scene right here. This is just a redone version of this scene. Different lights, white lights. They also combined props. So here, she's on top of her dancers, or she's on the floor, or she's just standing up and dancing. But then they took the prop from this set, and then they brought it onto this set. Just reusing things. Reusing things. Smart, keeps it cheap, but it doesn't look cheap. It still looks beautiful. Oh, man. Man. This is a production team that really knew what they were doing. Oh, no. Oh, no. I accidentally turned on roller coaster. I mean, that's never a bad thing, but we're trying to watch State of Night. All right, let me just turn that back up. There was this light. Yeah, this scene. I want to see this scene. Hold on. God, that looks so cool. That shot. It's so brief. But look at that. Wow, that's so cool. And then so they've got, it looks like, so what that is like they had to have added something else. I don't know what it is. But basically they have like these small backlights that they've been using throughout the entire music video. Like this light, if you look, it's got a starburst on it. She was using it here in the opening. Over here, see, it's the same pattern, but then you've got the lens flare going, which is why you get all of this flare off of their glitter, or the scales or whatever that is on their bodysuits, And then they had to, I don't know how they did this, but they had to have enhanced this. I wonder if this is CG or if this is because it looks like they're on like a marble floor, because you see a reflection, right? You see their reflection, like their feet reflection on the floor, and this could be just a reflection that's being extended, like this one hitting the ground. Let me see if I can see through the motion. Oh no, that is. It has to be CG. It has to be CG because if you notice, the not the light being CG, the light is still there, because you can see how the light is influencing the lighting right here. But this part has to be enhanced at least by CG, because if you notice, if you track the reflections right here, it moves with the ground, but this doesn't move with the ground. This is moving like it's a top layer above them, and I feel like, yeah, see how the light is invading this dancer over them? If it was a reflection, it would be under them, but it's straight up over them. Also, her lip ring, so cool. Damn, just I'm telling you, she is this generation's Chungha. Nobody is doing it like Chungha. Nobody is doing it like Chungha. There are a lot of soloists out there, a lot of female soloists as well, but nobody is doing it like Chungha. This sort of retro, that disco, dance, synth pop, romantics era. Nobody is doing her sort of style. Chungha is bringing back the retro dance pop queen sort of aesthetic, and I'm all about it. But guys, thank you very much for watching this video with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about Stay the Night by Chungha. This is just a pre-release single. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, if you would like to support us, head on over to Patreon. When you go to Patreon, you get early access to reaction videos like this, and for just a little bit more, you get live stage reactions, drama reactions, variety show reactions. So if you want to check that out, head on over to our Patreon. However, supporting us on Patreon is completely optional. If you don't want to support us monetarily, why don't you go ahead and just hit like down below over here. Go ahead and hit that like button, leave a comment. When you interact with our videos, it helps us out a lot. If you're new, go ahead and click subscribe over here. It should be over here somewhere, and go ahead and check out all our other videos over here. Thanks everyone for watching.